Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Open the Mind podcast. I'm your host, Jalen. And before we get into anything, so for y'all to tap in to the Sports Dropouts podcast every week, uh, this is just a reminder that this space of the Open the Mind podcast is for the life. Sports Dropouts is for the game. You tap in and you see C's, Q, Charles, and Dre every week give their takes on different sports topics that go on around the world. We're going to give our life takes that go on around the world as well. So, without further ado, I have a special guest here with me. I have my guy here, my brother, Q. How you feeling today, brother?
Good, bro. Can't call it.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't wait till my turn. Like, no cap.
Nah, facts, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, as far as just having you on here, bro, I was excited because, like, I feel like I ain't even really need to, like, you know, I try to have something for y'all every single time that you guys come on here, but, today it just kind of felt a little bit different. I was just like, bro, like,
Right.
this is everything that we always kind of talk about every day. Um, Me and you, we've had many different conversations before, but, of course, this is the first one that we're able to have here on the pod, so it's definitely special for me.
Yes,
But
sir.
for those that don't know you, though, um, you're somebody in my life that I feel like got many titles,
Mm,
many names to yourself outside of just the one, Q. Um,
mm.
but, you're a father. You've, told me different things about you being into cooking. So I would say chef. As well as just a music producer, as well as just an artist too, as well. Um, so many different things that you got to you, bro. But I kind of want to tap into just the creative spirit that you have. Something that I've always found interesting. Even when I talk to just different people that kind of just have that and they can just hone in on that. Where did that derive from? And like, when did you realize that you had that in you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So to kind of go back a little bit for creativity, I think I've always had an eye for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, even with like, if you're talking about music production, um, in elementary school, I was always the kid making beats on the table. I was always the one, Q, can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? The like lunch table ciphers, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody would come to my table, and I would be making the beat. And back then in elementary school, you're in like the cafeteria where I was at least, like it was big because it was the cafeteria and it was like the auditorium and it was the gym. So like it had like
Okay.
an echo. So like anytime I was making beats, like I was always making sure it was
That
echoing
was
across the
rocking.
whole joint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so like growing up, music is just a huge part of my upbringing, especially during those rough times. Um,
Mhm.
but getting back on track to where it inspired me, again, it all started from the table. So I remember shout out to one of my best friends. He, with with Delaware high schools, you got school choice. So you could live in the same neighborhood but go to completely different schools. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So somebody that I had went to elementary and middle school with, and we grew up right down the street from each other. When it got to high school, we separated. So I remember, graduate going through high school, and like we literally didn't talk throughout high school. So I remember going through high school, and then you graduate high school, you think about college and all type of stuff. And I remember randomly, getting on Facebook one day, and I had a message from him directly, and he just hit me like, "Yo, bro, like we lost contact. Last time we talked was like eighth grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Hmm.
what's new? Blah blah blah." And
Yeah.
by the grace of God, I ended up just hitting him back, and he like hopped online or whatever. So we connected, and when I went to connect with him, it was more so just like catching up on everything, catching up on high school. But then it was also like, all right, well, high school's over. What you doing right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So for
Facts.
me, I was just working. You know what I'm saying? I was getting into. I had signed up. Well, I applied to UD at that time. Um, but outside of that, I was just working full time. Like I wasn't really big on school. Like I was signing up and stuff kind of just to, make the family happy. But I
Right.
really wasn't like that interested in going. So yeah, he was just like, yo, like I've been, what I'm saying? He at the time, he's a PTA, so he's a physical therapist assistant. So he
Hmm.
at the time was big into the studies, what I'm saying? That's huge. So he was so outside of that, I'm like, yo, what you doing in your free, like, what do you do outside of that, bro? Like you can't be just locked in here on books all day. Um, and he was just like, oh yeah, bro, I do this, and he goes to the side and he pulls out like this, like pad, and I'm like, what the heck is that? Like, what is that? And he was like, oh yeah, it's an MPC, and I'll be making beats on that drum. I was like, really? So he loaded up his computer and he's like, yeah, bro. And he's just like tapping on the pads. It was over. Like it was over. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I went home and I'm doing my Googles. I'm doing my Googles. I'm trying to like, I'm about to, yeah, I was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Back then, no kids, no real responsibilities. Nigga, my check is my check.
Right.
I had my little bit of car insurance, my little bit of phone bill, but everything else is mine. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, so I ended up getting, my first Native Instruments machine, which is another, it was called an MK1. It was another, it was a beat machine. And then he kind of taught me the ropes, but like I kind of like came home and I honed it on my own.
Right.
And I remember going over back over his house because that's when school had started all over again. And I remember going back to his house and like we used to like link up like, yo, what you been making, bro? Like, let me see what you've been making. I'm saying kind of like also like not competition, but like excitement.
Right.
So
Yeah. Just like tapping in.
right. So like I remember going over his house and like it was like consecutive sessions where I was going over his house and he was kind of like, nah, I haven't been making nothing because school been kicking my ass. So it kind of was just like me showcasing my music. Like literally that's all it was. And then I remember going over his house one day and he was just like, damn, bro, like I was playing him a beat and he was just like, damn, bro, like I taught you a little bit and you just ran with it like a completely different way. And at that time, I was just like, I didn't really think about it. I'm just like excited. I'm making music, and I'm not thinking about like artists. I'm not thinking about putting it out. I'm not thinking about doing any of that. I'm just like doing it just for like fully
Mm-hmm.
for the fun, bro. And he had a friend, and I was an artist, and I remember like we had a studio session one day and and I was just running through. He was like, "Yo, I got my man Q in me." Like he got all the beats. Like I got some beats that you want to listen to, but he makes like 2 and 3 beats a day. Like he got you gonna find something with him.
Okay. Right.
And I remember just like sitting, and I know you always hear like those real artist stories, like, "Oh yeah, I was just sitting in the studio and this person played me the beat," and I was like, "Oh my God," and it was literally like a dead ass one of those times where I was just like, this kid, I barely know him. I'm just sitting there playing my music, and he's like, "Yo, bro, this man got hits, blah blah blah." So at that time, I had like took it back. I remember it was like a Friday. Like we left his house at like 3 a.m. because we were just in there cooking. And I remember like going home and like waking up the next day, and I'm just like, I might actually got something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just honed in on a craft, and I didn't realize till I got older just like certain things in life that I had that I realized I kind of just like went all in without really noticing it. Um, so
That's
at
what I
that
was gonna
point, yeah, go ahead.
My fault. I didn't even mean to cut you off, but like that's what I was going to ask you though. Like even with what you were saying, just you didn't realize it was something that you had, but you were just kind of just doing it. Like
Yeah.
with creativity that you, I won't even say that you found. It was kind of already seemed like it was just something that you had, and it came
hmm
about just in a space that you didn't realize. But does that something that you feel like it came naturally, or is it something that you also already had discipline to tap into it enough?
Um, I would say it'll be natural, but I think anything natural needs to be shaped. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can be a person, we look at athletes all the time, think talking about basketball. Somebody might have a natural jump shot,
Mm-hmm.
but they might have to work on other mechanics and stuff like that. So it was kind of like the same thing. Like I realized I had a natural ear for music. I tested it with like friends. I tested it, and this is with everything. This is with cooking. This is with artwork. Like I would just test it with my friends. Like, yo, what y'all think about this? Like, and they would give me their feedback, and then I would either run with it and get back to the lab, or I'd be like, oh, okay, I really got something. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what it was. I ended up running into more artists. I ended up running into, I mean, I did everything. Like I DJ, like I ended up, DJing. I DJ college parties, house parties. I did homecomings. Like it was just like an ear for
Running
music.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like at that point, at that point, it was kind of like music was like my life necessarily. Like even with like me going out to like the mall, people would just be like, "Oh yeah, you the boy that do music." Like I was like, "Yeah, like that's me." Or like, "Oh yeah, you so and so's man's that and he rap on this." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Um, so yeah, so that was just like the thing for me overall. Just honing on a craft and testing it with friends. So if I were to even tell anybody to do that, like use your friends to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? If you think you want to do something,
Hmm.
hopefully you don't got a bunch of yes men around you, but let your
Hmm.
drone rock. And I think one of the biggest things, like even today, that I know I have something, it wasn't some of the some of the like placements and things that I had. Like I can easily showboat and say, yo, like I'm a producer with like I think last time I checked, I have like 372,000 streams to my name and stuff like that. Like I can easily say stuff like that. But for
Hmm.
me, it was more so like, yo, like I still have people today that hit me that I haven't dropped a song with anybody in probably over 3 or 4, maybe 5 years.
Yeah,
And I still have people that hit me and I still log on to like my DistroKid and stuff like that and still see active streams for my music.
that's
So that was
crazy.
like, so that's like one of the things that like I'm like, oh shit, like people still listen to like the shit, like people actually really fuck with, excuse me, people
Bro,
actually really rock with the stuff that I had.
that's major though. Like but that's a testament to your work. Like that's a testament to like it's a blessing though to be able to have something like that and you tap into it and you're just doing it because you have a natural passion.
Hmm.
And even for something that you may not even like have gave thought to past when you were doing it in that time, like you still got people that resonate with that, where it's still like kind of like has you thinking like, man, should I get back into this?
Yeah,
Like why did
word.
I stop? Like what was the reason why I not gave up on it, but why I slowed down from it? But
Hmm.
even with that, like I was gonna kind of like get into the mind of and the thought process of like when you're looking to create something or when you're you know in that mode in a sense like what is the thought process or what sparks for you to be able to like come up with something, whether it is cooking, whether it's a beat, or whether it's just your artwork in general.
Yeah, that's actually a loaded question because it just depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
For music, is you literally a feeling. I mean, for everything, it's a feeling state.
Hmm.
But cooking, I wouldn't say it's a feeling state. Cooking would be more so just what I'm in a mood for. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I will go on a limb, and this is probably an answer that a lot of people not really prepared for. It was just the willingness to be different.
Hmm.
Um, I think that like you hear so many like you take for example like I know like I didn't really listen to it because I'm not really big into rap anymore like that, but like Gunna was getting like a lot of like pushback because they're like, oh yeah, all your beats sound the same. And I
Yeah.
know like Future used to go through that role a little bit, like, yo, all your Jones, like once you drop a project, we kind of already know what half the project
Right.
sounds like
More
already,
to
you know?
expect. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just like I never wanted to be that person. Like I've always wanted to push myself to try to do something different. Even when you listen to like my catalog, like I'll have like a trap song, I'll have an R&B song, but then I'll have like a dance song. And it's just like, yo, this same producer made all this. And I was always
Hmm.
heavily inspired by like the JDs and like I would say like the Timbos because I was a big like Missy Elliott fan back when I was a young boy and stuff like that. So
Right.
just like using different sounds or like in the kitchen using different seasonings or when it's artwork using different images or
Yeah.
different processes like that was just me. So to answer your question, to go back to like what starts it, it's literally just like that. So you know what I'm saying, like for music it's kind of like, all right, well, yeah, I'm in an R&B mood, but I'm also in a dance R&B mood, so let me, instead of maybe this sound being at 75 BPMs. Let me take the same sound and speed it up and reverse it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like shit like that. Like I don't know. Like it's always like the willingness just to be different.
I got you for sure. So even like you kind of even said it, it just depends on the feel and it depends on just like the mood that you're in. Um, with that, like that was going to kind of go into the question that I had with you, just as far as just your mood. Like, has that ever, like, and it's probably just a yes too, but has that ever affected, when you were creating or when you were looking into doing something as far as just your artwork? Like, do you hone in on that feeling, or is it something that motivates you when you try to like, I won't say run from it, but you know how like some people may feel like they're going through something and I can't think about this right now. I gotta, you know, go to
Hmm.
the gym, or I gotta listen to some music, or I gotta do
Hmm.
this. I gotta, whatever. Like, is that what you use as like an outlet in a sense, or does it
Mm,
help you actually create?
mm. Both. I would say more so now in a better space. I don't really use it anymore necessarily as like a go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been, yeah. So, um, it's funny because like I always have like these like song ideas. I used to have all these song ideas, and I would literally like like I said, I was really, really big on like JD and those like full producers, like, hey, like, yo, Jalen, if you're an artist, I'm not just gonna like make you the music, I'm also gonna send you reference tracks. I'm also gonna like let you know how it should sound. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I used to have like one of my best friends, and this how it was so weird. He's out in LA now, but like I used to like make a track feeling away, and then I would like send it to him, and he would send me back the song with lyrics exactly how I was feeling. It used to be so like without us talking to each other or
Yeah.
nothing. It used to be so weird. So I'm like, damn, this thing is like really like, are we going through shit at the same time? Like, I don't
That,
know.
oh.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer your question, yeah, there was a point where I did use it as an outlet. Now more so, no, not necessarily. I kind of like I create with like a free mind now. Like when I'm
Mm-hmm.
going into a session, more like into artwork and stuff like that, I'm honed in on that creative idea. Like,
Yeah.
what am I telling right now? What's the story? And if I'm going through something and it's sidetracking me from it, I'm not going to be able to create. So
I
yeah.
got you. I understand that. I understand. So like, for you, it's not something that necessarily comes from that, but I know we've even talked about sometimes before where you've even like experienced like burnout from
Hmm.
maybe having too many things that you were working on at the time. And I know like right now, you know even with you having the artwork, and like that's a space that you're coming into too. And we're going to talk about this probably amongst several episodes with you, bro, because it's a lot that you got to with when it comes to that. But as far as just you being in that space, do you ever have you ever felt any pressure, or have you ever felt any like anything, any pressure to create, or any pressure from like outside factors when it came to your creativity, like whether it was from other people or whether it was from yourself?
Oh yeah, bro. Oh, that man. If any creator doesn't tell you there's no outside pressure, then that's a lie. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you. So even from the start, you know what I'm saying, coming home and being like, oh yeah, or like my pop being like, oh yeah, what you doing? Like, oh yeah, I'm just, so I'm making some music. Well, what's up with UD? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
pressure, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Pressure.
Hmm.
Even like, getting older, a little bit older and then having kids, it was like I was always under the influence, like, yo, like, I need to cook this joint. Like, I need to be in a studio because I
Hmm.
need to provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always had like this, yo, if one artist hears this and takes it to where it needs to be,
It's gonna
we out
go.
of here. Yeah, we out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was pressure. Pressure of failure in general. Like, yo, I've been doing music for, what I'm saying, I started music in 2015. It's 2025, so obviously that's 10 years. But like I would say doing it heavily from 2015 to like 2022.
Hmm.
Yeah, like 2022. Even that gap, like damn, like I just had 7 years of music and I don't really have nothing to like, not nothing to show for it, but like in a sense, you almost feel like a failure because you put so much money and so much time into this, John, and nothing necessarily came out of it that you wanted. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big lesson for me that we can get into at a different time, just knowing that I don't know. Everything that I've had so far has been like a lead up to where I am today, but that's a different story. But yeah, to
Sure.
answer your question, like yeah, like those are pressure, bro. Kids, family. My child's mom at the time, like yo, I'm in the studio, but I'm also trying to be like a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
just all those types of things. Like bro, like. Yeah, for sure. It's always outside pressure as a creative because you have to understand that you're kind of like in a weird. It's like you're in a weird space. It's like if you have the full spectrum, I believe that everybody's creative in their own way. Like even if like somebody's very good at giving speeches, that's still creative. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't
Hmm.
have like an art piece or music, that doesn't mean you're not creative. You know what I'm saying? So, um, damn, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so damn, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so even when you're not, I was like, what am I talking about? Yeah, so like
Whatever.
even when you're like, so like if you think about the whole like population, you have like people that like don't believe they're creative at all. So they're always going to stand on the other side. And then in that other side, you're going to have the people that, oh, I see you're creative and you know I support you. And then you're going to have the other side of that population that's like, nah, like that's cool, but where's your 9 to 5? Like, where's your 401k? Where's your college degree? Right.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
then, so you have those two things to balance out of the population. And then you have the people that are creative that really don't maybe take it serious. And then you have the people that are fake creatives, like the people that over exaggerate what they're doing and it's really not that tough, but they got, oh, maybe they went to college or maybe they went somewhere, so they got a big like following early. So people kind of just
Hmm.
like support and stuff like that. But it's like
Yeah,
you kind of look at them from afar like, like your food, not all that. Or your artwork is doing is cool, but it ain't like the what I'm doing is tough. Like, you know what I'm saying?
it's not.
So then
It's not 101.
yeah, right. So then you be like you become like overshadowed. So like as a creative, like you're always in like a weird like box at all times.
Yeah, that is crazy though, because I feel like everybody at some point, and like you said, I do agree. Like everybody is creative in some way, shape, or form. Everybody's creative. Because I used to feel like I wasn't until like there's moments where I feel like, nah, damn, like my mind does take me some places if I kind of free the thought. But like there are situations and the circumstances that people are under, and even like you said it, like when your dad was asking about UD, or you had just like the pressures of like at the time when you were in a relationship and you had your kids, like that gets kind of stripped from you as you get older. Like
Where
us as kids, bro, we have the wildest imaginations,
mm,
and shameless plug, child at heart. You know what I'm saying? Like we have those thoughts and we have those emotions that we can evoke and we can put out, whether it's on a piece of paper, whether we're drawing, or we have action figures and we're creating,
hmm
crazy fighting scenes, or even just from the shows that we was watching, from animes that people watch now that were back then when we were as a kid, or even just the cartoon shows you know, everybody in some way, shape, like had that imagination, and it took them someplace, and it had them, not even worried about outside factors.
oh bro,
But we get older, we have, family, we have jobs, we have, real responsibilities to tend to. So life drains you of that.
for
But
sure.
I would want to ask, like, for some of the struggles that you even had to overcome with just the creative, like, process, or just you being creative, that have maybe having to stop for some point, you know, at any moment in time, did that take away from just who you were? And if there's somebody that's going through that, what advice could you give to them to kind of find that
Mm.
spark again?
Oh yeah, for sure. So that's what I was saying earlier about everything kind of leading to who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Because during that long time period, the music was me. Like I just said,
Mm-hmm.
like I would literally go in public. Like obviously, I'm not a celebrity or nothing, but obviously, I would literally go in public, and those people that did music or people that might be coming up, they knew me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? There was times where the people I was with, they were like, "Damn, Q, we can't go nowhere without somebody saying like Yo Q or Yo Donnell." Like there was always
Yeah.
somebody. So I started to take that on. Like, okay, I am this person. You know what I'm saying? And through those times, I think it pulled me away from the core values of just life. And what I mean by that is like everything you do doesn't have to be revolved around your creative like world. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if you're all in it, you're all in it. But if you don't have balance, you're cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah.
no reason why, as the person who I was back then, I couldn't have 3 hours in the studio, and then 3 hours to myself.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours in the studio, 5 hours for my kids. It was always, I was locked into the studio, bro. Like, it was like, if I'm not making it, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, and it's like a gift or a it's a gift and a curse, because it's like that's the mindset that you need to have, but it's
Yeah.
also like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and you know what I'm saying, the fans, y'all can take it how you, if how y'all can take it how y'all feel, but if you don't have that relationship with God, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also have to understand that, like, it's and like it's an anxiety that comes behind that. Like, yo, if I don't make it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or if I fail, I feel like I let down so many people just because I stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that was
For
a
sure.
fear. That was a real fear, because it was like, I can't see myself not doing this. Like, I don't know what to do if, like, if somebody hits me like, yo, you got any beats? Like, I don't know how to respond. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always used to, oh yeah, bro, I got you. Yo, what you need? Blah blah blah. All right, bet, I'm in the studio tomorrow. Matter of fact, let me go on my email, send you three or four, and if you don't like them Jones, I'm be in the studio tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that every single day. So it was definitely a point to where it overtook me all the way. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what to do without it.
Mm-hmm.
And so my answer would be to anybody that is going through that, find that balance. And find, I'm not saying quit. What I'm saying is find who you are if you were to let it put it down. And if you do that, it will help you suffice maybe life a little bit better, because now you can say, if my friends is hitting me to go out and hang out, instead of always saying no, I feel okay going out. Like, I feel okay putting my craft down. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a
For sure.
creative, sometimes it's our babies, bro. We don't feel, you know how you got a baby, you got an infant. Oh, you're not touching.
And
No, we're not touching.
you tended to it, bro. You're not
Bro,
even
you're
leaving.
not touching. No, you no, get put your hand down. No. And
Yeah.
that's how, literally how it is, bro. Like, when you really find out you're good at something and you don't have that balance, you don't know how to put it down. I can't tell you how many times I was waking up early, going to sleep late, you know what I'm saying? No, I wouldn't say like avoiding, but like, if my kids is over there watching TV, I'm cooking up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over there hanging out with my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not
Right.
like, yeah, like, if my young boys needed me, they was coming to me because I was in the studio. It wasn't, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, daddy's already on the couch with me, we're already playing. Like, hey, daddy, watch this. No, I'm cooking up. I'm pausing the music. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty tough. Right back into it. You know what
Right
I'm
back.
saying? So it's like, that drum was like literally like overtaking me completely. So I think, like I said, for anybody that's going through that, just find that balance and kind of be okay with not I wouldn't say letting it go, because if you're all in it, be all in it. I'm more so saying, like, find the balance and be okay sending your child to daycare. You know what I'm saying? Be okay sending your child to school. Like, learn how to
Turn it.
be okay. Yeah, learn how to, like, put your craft down and
Yeah.
enjoy who you are.
Right. And because essentially, bro, like that's gonna help you in the long run too. Like, you
Hmm.
know, I'm pretty sure there's been moments where you've had, the block, like creators block, and you've had, like, I guess, like, I don't know if it's writer's block or beats block or whatever
Hmm.
you call it, for like being a producer, but you've had that mental block as far as things getting in your way because you've been so clouded from just doing one specific thing that you've been taken away from reality. So take the pause, man. Take the pause
Yeah,
for
for real.
anybody that's listening, for anybody that's going through it, because even in life in general, like, we have moments where we're busy about work, we're busy about our kids, we're busy about our family, we're busy about, bills, we're busy about so many different things where it takes you away from just yourself. Sometimes you need that moment to tap into you mentally, spiritually,
For
physically.
sure.
Go to the gym, pray, read your Bible, or read whatever you read if you have that spiritual sense, or even if you don't, then meditate. But have those moments for yourself where you can actually sit back and just deep
For
breath, man,
sure.
calm your nervous system, and that's going to bring you back to where you need to be. People think that sometimes fixing a problem is just constantly digging that same hole that they've been digging in. The
Mm.
only thing you're digging is your
Facts.
grave. You feel me?
No cap,
Like, that's,
bro.
that's the only thing you're digging. But I do appreciate you saying that, bro. But we have a segment for you. But before we get into that, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to Sports Dropouts podcast. Again, like I said before, you watch these guys every week. It's a privilege to watch them and give their takes on what they say. But again, in order to get more of this side of the Open the Mind podcast, we need y'all to tap in with us more when it comes to just, seeing us every week and people we got going on. Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. So at Sports Dropouts, across everything, as well as the Instagram for the pod, openthemind.pod. Again, make sure that you subscribe. We can't keep playing these games with y'all, man. We got so many things
That
in store,
ass.
and we want that engagement, bro. We want that engagement. Y'all probably got y'all opinions about things that y'all want to see, things that y'all love, things that y'all hate. We want to hear that, and we want to get that from y'all. But again, it's all about and it's all about the exchange. But
Word.
outside of that, bro, I do got a segment for you. Before we wrap things up here, it is called First Thought, Best Thought. So I'm going to throw some random words and phrases at you, and I want you to kind of say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
You can explain why if you choose to,
All right.
because this is open in mind, so we do like to understand the thought process behind a lot of things, but I do
Yeah.
just want to see what's going on with you. So the first word that I have for you is fatherhood.
Um, Quality time.
Okay. All right. Regret.
Let it go.
Love.
Damn. Might sound crazy. Comes from God.
Okay. Hey, ain't crazy. We love God. Happiness.
Damn. What's the first thing to come to mind with happiness? Proud at heart.
Ooh, shameless plug, everybody. All right. Loyalty.
That's a good one. Loyalty. Dang, you might have got me.
Hey,
Future.
man.
Future.
Okay. All right. All right. Heartbreak.
Get over it.
Anybody that's going through something watching that, hey, man, take that with him. Um, Betrayal.
Forgiveness.
Vulnerability.
Acceptance.
That's a good one. That's a great one. All right. Sneakers.
Culture.
Sports.
Passion.
Music.
Expression.
Food.
Laughter and fun. Or togetherness.
Togetherness. Dating apps.
What dog? Get off of them, please.
Yeah, man. Stay off them joints, man. Vacation.
Be safe.
All right. So we got legacy.
Say this shit at my funeral if they catch me slipping.
Oh, wow. Silence.
Observation.
Anger.
Overthinking.
Loneliness.
Mmm. Damn. Damn. What?
Think about it. Think about it.
It comes to an end.
Purpose.
Find it in your heart.
All right, and I got my last word here for you, bro. Healing.
Spread it. Learn it and spread it.
All right. Okay. So you got it here, man. That was first thought, best thought. Hey, man, bro. I got one more thing though. I don't think I can
For
just let
sure.
you go off of that, bro, because I feel like you definitely have a great just thought process on how you think. I'll say.
Hmm.
Um, so it's also another one that I have for you in the tuck, which is called like mind swap.
Okay.
So basically, I'm gonna throw a scenario at you, and I need you to flip it into a positive. So
Okay.
a negative scenario at you, and I need you to flip it into a positive. So you know how the people view laziness and how laziness is looked upon, and it's not
Hmm.
something that we should do, and it's not something that we should have. But how do you think laziness can actually make you more productive?
Patience. I think with laziness, a lot of times it could be offsetting as far as like, I'll push it away tomorrow, or maybe I just don't feel like doing it. But I also think, but I also think laziness comes with a small deal of patience, because I feel like I know people that are lazy, but when they get to it, they get to it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like, it's
Yeah,
weird. It's like, hey, this person, you might have to tell them 100 times to keep doing something or get up and do it. But boy, when they do it, it's 101.
yeah, they locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. I kind of thought the same thing, and it was kind of like what I was speaking on earlier, and that's why I wanted to ask you because I just kind of wanted to see where your mind was at with it, because
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know a lot of people, like even myself, like bro, I got my lazy spells and I have my moments where I'm like, dog, like I need to get up and do something. Like why am I just sitting my ass in bed or why am I just in the phone? But sometimes, bro, like being overproductive, just like we talked about before in the past, it kind of leads to that burnout. Like you working yourself closer to your grave sometimes. And
For
I
sure.
always feel like that when people like are just so honed in on their job, and of course, success and being successful is important in whatever you do. But the laziness, where we'll say the pause, or you taking the time
Mm-hmm.
for yourself, that bro, that allows you to reflect, that allows you to sit down, that allows you to like kind of cool down in those heated moments and really just kind of sit with yourself and be okay with like, all right, like I know I ain't doing much right now, but I know once I get my ass up off this chair, I'm gonna hit it
Yeah.
hard.
Word.
Pause. For
Nah,
for
definitely.
sure. Yeah, but hey, bro, listen. So much more in store with you. So much more in store with the guys coming up. But I appreciate you just the time and the space that we had today with you tapping in with me today for episode 3. Make sure again that you please like, comment, and subscribe all social media platforms, as well as just on the Sports Dropouts podcast. Again, so follow the Instagram, openthemind.pod. You're going to see many more things in store that we have for y'all. We want to create more fan engagement, and we want to just continue to keep going on this journey with y'all as far as just opening the mind. So with that being said, that's episode 3. We out.
Peace.